You have said it 100 times. I hope it doesn't rain on Saturday. I hope the test comes back clean. I hope they call me back about the job. And every time you said it, the word meant roughly the same thing. A wish. A fingers-crossed lean toward an outcome you cannot control and do not really expect. Hope, the way we use it, is the polite word for maybe. It is what you say when you have run out of things you can actually do. We even use it to soften bad odds. I hope so, we say, and everyone in the room understands that we mean probably not. So here is the strange part. When the Bible reaches for its word for hope, it does not reach for a feeling. It reaches for an object. Something with weight. Something you could pick up off the ground, wrap around your hand, and tie to a beam. In one famous moment, a woman did exactly that. She took the word we translate hope, and she hung it out her window where the whole army could see it. That is what this is about. The gap between the soft thing we mean when we say hope and the solid thing the Bible meant. Because once you see what the original word actually carried, you cannot read half the Bible the same way again. The promises stop sounding like greeting card wishes. They start sounding like something you can hold on to when everything else is gone. Every time you hit the word hope in the Old Testament, picture a rope instead, and watch what happens to the sentence. Whole verses you have skimmed past your entire life suddenly hand you something to grip. Let me show you the word. The Hebrew is kavah. It is a verb, and at its root it means to wait. But it does not mean the kind of waiting you do in a doctor's office, killing time, checking your phone, hoping the line moves. Kavah is waiting that leans, waiting with the body angled forward. The lexicons trace it back to a physical picture, and the picture is this: strands pulled tight and twisted together. Think about how a rope is actually made. You do not start with a rope. You start with thin fibers, each one weak enough to snap between two fingers. Then you twist them. You bind them together under tension, strand over strand, and the twisting is what gives the thing its strength. A single fiber holds nothing. Twisted together, the same fibers can hold a man over a cliff. That is the image sitting underneath the Hebrew word for hope. Tension, binding. Strands stretched and wound until they can bear weight. There is a famous line in Isaiah that uses this exact verb, and most of us have heard it in English without realizing what is happening underneath. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. We tend to read that as a reward for being patient. Sit still long enough, and God will eventually top up your tank. But the word translated wait there is kavah. It describes the taut rope posture, people who have bound themselves to God and are leaning their full weight into Him. And the verse says the strength does not well up from inside them. It comes down the line, from the thing they are tied to. The waiting and the strengthening are the same motion. You renew your strength by staying fastened to the source of it. That is a very different promise than, be patient and you will feel better. And from that verb comes a noun, tikvah. It is the word the Old Testament uses again and again for hope, and it carries the rope right along with it. In fact,